That's how bad. Does anybody know the county in Nebraska for something big? I don't even know. Adams County. I don't even know Adams County. I've never had anybody on that webinar. I'm going to do the whole county. Are there any bank-owned properties? Let's see. I don't know. Oh, there's 4. And I'm sure it's a farm community. I'm sure it is. So that means that there are foreclosures in the middle of nowhere on banks and farms. Do you guys understand what I'm saying? It doesn't matter the size of the city. It doesn't matter where you're talking about. It doesn't matter in Ron's case if we're talking about celebration, right? Oh, nobody ever forecloses on it there. People don't pay. That's reality. That's what we're going to talk about. So now I've got the data. I have avoided Zillow. I'm not door knocking. I'm not cold calling. I'm not mailing. I'm not worried about Zillow. I'm not worried about click leads. I'm not worried about inventory issues. I'm not worried about what everybody in the other cubicles are doing around me in my offices. Okay? I now want to contact those people in my market, introduce myself, and become their real estate advocate to help them. Because 8 out of 10 people I meet are going to have to sell their house. I've proved that number out to you. Okay? That's why we started with how many REOs are there in that area? How many bank-owned properties are there in that area? So understand, it's a life-changing supernatural thing to do marketing my way. This is one of my students, right? And he moved from Northern California down to Orange County. Okay? And when he did that, he was able to, just making sure that you guys can see the screen. Sorry. Got caught up in my moment. Is it working? Okay, cool. Yes? Okay. So this is Randall Kishore. He's one of my coaching students. He moved from Fresno, California down to Orange County. He implemented the monster system in Orange County, California, and in 3 weeks got 3 listings totaling $75,000 in commission. That's life-changing for most of you. That's supernatural. That's a game changer. He did it because he helped people. He worked one very specific data niche. He focused on not door knocking, on not cold calling, and not mailing. For those of you who don't know me, hi, my name's lee-honish. I've been in real estate and banking since 1988. I've worked for a couple of different banks. I have been a realtor. I've been an investor. I've built houses. I've written books. I've done a lot. In 2007, I became a real estate speaker for a company called Short Sale Genius and taught people how to do short sales for about 3 years. And in 2010, I created very specific marketing based on my experience and educational background and knowledge of the market called Monster Marketing. Monster Marketing has been running and operating now for 7 years for over 700 coaching students. We do not door knock, we do not cold call, and we do not mail. Simple as that. I prefer that my coaching students work one very specific type of data, which is people who've missed payments, because there is less competition for other real estate agents. And it is very direct, it is very simple, and it's easier to help someone than it is to sell someone. Does that make sense? I am a firm believer in an educational path of helping people instead of trying to sell people. I've written books on the topic, and today I'm going to share the secrets of some of my students with you. This is what you're looking at on the screen are some of my coaching students from a mastermind we held in Vegas 3 years ago. And I had a few people sit around and wait, and I asked them what they thought and what message should I share to all of you coming into the system. And understand, it is possible for any of you to start getting listings this week. It is not months and months and years of effort. It is immediate, because we actually guarantee that you will get appointments this week using the Monster method. It's so simple that any of you can do it. I am a firm believer that it has to be simple or you won't continue to do it. But the real secret to the program is the fact that we personally coach and mentor each and every one of you to make sure that you are successful. And if there is only one problem, it's that we probably get you too many appointments. And that's reality, right? Remember, if you have 3 appointments this week, which for most of you is a 300% improvement. I don't think 3 of you have appointments with people who are in a position to sell their house this week. Most of you. Or you wouldn't be on this call. You're looking for something that will get you out of the rut of this market. My position is this. You're going to spend about an hour or so on average with each of these clients. You got to get to them, you got to meet with them, and you got to build a relationship. You guys all know this. Your coaches, your mentors, your brokers, nobody's telling you to go out and be the best salesperson. They're telling you to go out and create relationships. There is no difference in what I'm about to share with you, especially with this data type. Because understand, it is possible for any of you to start getting listings this week and have a life-changing event and get these deals into escrow so that you have a prosperous summer to provide and help other people, right? They need help. They really need help. They're getting bad advice and they don't know. My experience is this. People who miss payments don't know. They really believe that they're going to get a loan mod. They really believe that they're going to get to stay in their house. And that is really not the case. If that were the case, there would be no foreclosures. The number of foreclosures would be a lot lower. That's why we start and look at those numbers. So I am working on my next book called The Immutable Laws of Real Estate. And it actually started with this slide. I wanted to think about what rules would it take for me to do anybody else's marketing. And I look at everybody's marketing. I have been teaching marketing for 7 years. My educational background is in psychology, business, marketing. It's been a part of my life, right? Even when you work at the bank and you're collecting money. Trust me, that's marketing. How do you get a hold of a homeowner? You need to be face-to-face, right? What do you do if they don't door knock, they don't cold call, and they don't mail? What do you do if someone's not responding to a basic message? You have to find a different method. And so I'm writing a book called The Immutable Laws of Marketing. And I believe these to be absolutely 100% true. Or the 4 simple rules of marketing, whichever term you want to use. Rule number 1, it has to be step-by-step easy. Here's the reason. You need to be able to do it, and then you need to be able to have your assistant do it when it's successful. You will do marketing, and ultimately you will have somebody else do your marketing for you. I have someone who does my market, and I still do my marketing. In fact, after this call, I'm going to go out and put up monster marketing pieces on properties in Southern California. Just understand, it's got to be step-by-step and easy. If it isn't, then you're just not going to do it. Simple rule number 2, work smart, not hard. We all bought the 4-hour work week. I'm just fascinated that nobody ever implements the 4-hour work week. The reality is simply this. I'm in real estate to provide for my lifestyle, to provide for my family. I'm a divorced single dad, right? That means that my free time is all about my daughter. If you don't believe me, go follow me on Facebook at lee-honish, and you can see all the pictures of my family and of my daughter. That's why I do real estate. But she's also in gymnastics. And right? So we know this. Like getting caught up in activities of getting them over to gymnastics seem to interfere with the business of real estate day to day. So I work around her schedule. The life of being divorced. But I work around her schedule. So I got to be able to go and do marketing and meeting with clients in and around my daughter's schedule. We don't live a 9-to-5 life. We don't. We got into this business because it gives us free time. That's why we're in real estate. Simple rule number 3, be the only logical choice for the homeowner. Gone are the days of the sales pitch. We are in the era of relationship building. We are in the era of helping homeowners. Those that help the best get the most listings. Those people get the reviews that go on Yelp, that go on Zillow, that generate more business for you in the future. Somebody who's, excuse my French, somebody who's an asshole who goes in, who only sees a homeowner as a dollar sign, those days are gone. If that's you on this call, good for you. I'm probably not going to work out for you. I guess I'm a little too touchy-feely for that. I coach my people to build relationships, help the homeowners. They're going to give you the listings. Simple as that. Simple rule number 4, leverage the market conditions. You can accept or not accept the information that I have provided for you. Okay? Today's webinar was about the current market conditions and how to get around them and find a method to get around them. My goal was that first 30 minutes. And some of the people left after the first 30 minutes. I'm okay with that. That was a good webinar. They learned that Zillow's already live with the Zillow and their, instant offer. It's already live. It's not a pilot program. It's live. Okay, so I'm losing sellers now to Zillow. I know that people are buying clicks at a higher rate, dollar per dollar, than I will personally spend to try to find people off the web, both on Facebook and through Google, right? I proved it. Hard numbers. That's how we started this webinar. I've also proved that there's lots of data, lots of people who have missed payments that are letting their house go to foreclosure, right? These are not things I've made up. They're concrete numbers I've showed on the screen using very public and easy, accessible websites, right? So I know that door knocking, cold calling, and mailer are not producing the correct results. If they were, I would do them. I'm telling you, I would. I'd do mailers. I'm a fan of mailers. They just don't get the result I'm after. So if I know all these facts, right, I need to do something outside the box. I need to dramatically change my business model. I've been doing it for 7 years. I've done it for over 700 coaching students. I even did it for this guy right here, Steve Hawks, the top real estate agent in Las Vegas. Where's my Vegas person? Daryl Hannah. Did I lose you? Daryl Hannah, who I guarantee knows who that guy is. Right? Steve Hawks, Mr. 1%, which isn't... Yeah, the 1% listing. Understand, monster user, Daryl. Okay, Monster Marketing is the most effective system on the market. Anybody can reach people. With this system, you can connect with people. You can reach thousands of homeowners, but what good is it if you can't connect? I have him speak at my yearly masterminds, and he explains how he knows the brokerages that are cold calling every lead every day. Because I can't compete with that. I can't compete. Like, you can't compete with an entire office that's cold calling every expired lead every morning. You can't compete with that. Daryl can't compete with that. Nobody can compete with that, right? Your broker's making you sit at a desk and call every expired lead every single day. That's not business. You're a call center. That's not real estate. You know who that benefits? The broker. Because he's going to pick up one listing per group, maybe per week, and that ultimately works to his bottom line. Steve does that little piece every single time. I'm here to say that those methods don't work and that there are top agents using what I'm about to teach you. And they do it with 3 easy steps, right? Step number 1, identify. Find those who want to sell their house. Need to sell their house. Big difference. Okay? Need. It's a big desire. Step 2, monster marketing. Go and put up marketing. Invest in something that's different. And step 3, list the property. Meet with homeowners guaranteed. I am, again, the only system that guarantees face-to-face results. I have been doing it now. We've got 700 active coaching students across the country using it. You can go and read lots of positive reviews. I've seen bigger pocket discussions. I've seen everything. I think I have a couple of negative reviews. And I'm okay with that. I can't please all of the people all of the time. That's reality. So here's what I can tell you. You can choose to accept what I'm telling you, but most of you have stayed on this call, or you can choose to believe that what you're doing is working for you, because I'm about to share with you these 3 steps and how I do them and the lives that I've changed with them. This is Marianne Schmelz, who was a cold caller and a door knocker when I met her. Okay? She went from 0 listings to 17 overnight with the Monster Marketing system, simply by selecting 36 people that were defaulted. She physically goes to the property and places our marketing piece on the property. She does not knock. She does not meet with the homeowner. She places the marketing on the property. And then automatically, by design, she waits for the response of that homeowner. They're inviting her over. I'm going to explain how that works in just a minute. Then she goes over and meets with the homeowner and builds a relationship. That's how it works. It is just that simple. This is